Mr Deputy President, I recently had the opportunity to attend my union, the United Services Union's annual picnic day. A large number of unions in New South Wales continue to have an annual picnic day. The Australian Workers Union, the CEPU, the ETU, the SDA and the New South Wales Nurses and Midwives Association, among others. While union picnic days may have originated in an earlier time, the USU's 2018 outing to Taronga Park Zoo was an illustration of a union and a movement that remains in touch with the modern struggles of working people. Faced with skyrocketing electricity prices, ever-increasing tolls and coupled with wage stagnation, unions understand that family outings such as to the zoo or an amusement park are often luxuries that can no longer fit into a shrinking family budget. Indeed, the USU, in addition to providing its metropolitan members with a family pass, also gave out vouchers for a drink or an ice cream, giving members and their families a valuable and cost-effective opportunity to experience one of Sydney's great tourist attractions. As I strolled around the zoo, trying to capture some of the memorable moments of our family outing, and noting the many armbands of other union members, it struck me that this event was yet another symbol of the enduring nature of the great labour movement. A movement that understood 127 years ago that to pursue the interests of working people, it needed to participate in the political process, not just be dictated to by it. Events like these stand in stark contrast to the attacks mounted on the labour movement by its ideological opponents and illustrate the broad role that unions continue to play in the lives of their members, not just resolving disputes and advocating on their behalf industrially, but also understanding that life is about more than just work, that people are more than just economic units. From its earliest battles for an 8-hour day and annual leave to today's campaigns for paid parental leave and paid domestic violence leave, unions have always been at the forefront of ensuring that the financial stability of a job should assist workers and their families in building a better life, not just one at work. This is a challenge that remains constant to this day with the increasingly precarious and insecure nature of work in Australia. Indeed, the most recent 2017 hunger report by Food Bank showed that 48% of the people assisted by its charities were employed. This is a highly alarming trend, one that points to the emergence of a working poor, something that we would expect in other countries but not in Australia. And while the gig economy can be very flexible and offer opportunities to workers, the lack of certainty doesn't give workers the financial security and stability to plan their lives. It has been the labour movement with the leadership of unions and organisations such, and its peak organisation, Unions New South Wales, that will stand up for workers in every aspect of their life. Mr Deputy President, another day, another backflip, another cost blowout from this Berejiklian government who lurch from policy stumble to all-out crisis. This week we found out that this government will preside over the most expensive tram system in the world, even though they have no idea when it will open. Originally costed at $1.6 billion, it was to be completed this month. Now the cost is around $3 billion, with the minister refusing to give a completion date, instead saying that the government is an unhappy customer, as though he had a bad meal at a restaurant. This government, hell-bent on privatising any and every asset owned by the New South Wales government, is wasting the proceeds from these sales. It's not just that they're selling off everything, it's that they're squandering the opportunity that this one-off return provides. It's just spraying the money across a series of pet projects plucked from the sky. And where is the evidence base for these? The Western train line is currently operating at 135% capacity during peak times. But this isn't a project this government wants to fast-track. Instead, it's billions upon billions of dollars on 2 competing Sydney stadiums and a tunnel for the northern beaches that will be subsidised by Western Sydney motorists. These are not projects for the future. The population growth for the local government area of Parramatta to 2036 will be 53%, up to 389,000 people, while the northern beaches will grow by just 14%. Governing is about priorities. Labor will prioritise a new Western Metro to cater for Sydney's central city and its growth in Western Sydney. Labor will air-condition classrooms instead of corporate boxes in a stadium, and Labor will prioritise schools and hospitals instead of world record blowouts.
The Honourable Paul Green.